Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for listening. It's episode 164 of the Mediocre Alaskan Podcast. Doing a solo episode this time. Had some really good guests on lately, and figured I'd sneak in a little solo episode here. But getting down to some of those colder temperatures in the morning. It's early October now, and so things are sliding pretty swiftly away. It's crazy how you start the season and you have all that optimism and all that time to fill all of those tags, but then you get about halfway through it and you think, ooh, wow, I got a little bit of a feeling of urgency starting to develop. Got 2 deer tags left, and I got that mule deer tag in Wyoming. I'm heading down next Friday to Wyoming to do that, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be nice to see Abby, the fiance, down there. So it feels weird to travel, or will feel weird to travel, but at the same time, I think this year has really taught us a lot, or should have taught us a lot, about prioritizing people and how important people are. And so it'll be great to go down and see her and spend some time and do some wedding planning, which is kind of crazy, kind of surreal to think about that. But I don't think there's a better place to plan a wedding or think about those sort of things than when you're on a mule deer hunt. Actually, it's probably the worst place to be thinking about it, because you need to be focused on mule deer, which I have been. I've been pouring through Google Earth and OnX, and it's starting to really hit me. I knew it would at some point, but when Abby and I set up the game cams this summer and we were looking at some nice terrain within the area that I drew, and we've seen some just awesome bucks, which any mule deer looks really, really awesome compared to Sitka blacktail. So Sitka blacktail appear much smaller antler-wise, but just beautiful and symmetrical, or not symmetrical, but when you get used to your first impression of what a deer looks like is based on your first impression. So if you get the idea that a deer is supposed to look like this, and that deer is a Sitka blacktail, you think that that's what a deer looks like. So when you see a mule deer, you see these ridiculous antlers on them. They seem just obscene and over the top. So just a forky mule deer just looks massive. So I'm excited for that. To go down there and see, and hopefully we get a good eyes on something good. But we set up those game cams and saw some really good looking animals, and Abby hasn't been back there for a couple weeks to check it, which we decided probably the best thing to do. So we're just not sure how quickly they will replenish, because the area we're in has some decent texture and some decent topography that you would think would keep. There's some shelter, and there's some water, and there's probably some food, so you think it would keep them there, but it's not remarkable compared to the surrounding areas. So the thought has crept into my mind that, what if we go back there and there's nothing there, and those bucks that were there, this summer are not there anymore because they moved just north, south, east, or west onto private property. And gosh, it's nerve-wracking, but man, it's so much fun. It's a different level of excitement. Up here, you can just pretty much go to the Alpine anywhere in August, and you're going to have a good chance of finding a buck, if not something really nice. It's just a matter of how hard you want to work for it. So going down to the lower 48 and doing that chaotic drive out the road, and you're looking at OnX, looking for BLM or state land, and then hoping that no one else is there, and then getting back and doing your stock and running the program, and super excited for that. I knew it was going to take over a lot of my thought as things got closer, and as we're getting closer now, man, I just can't stop thinking about approaches, and all of it is dependent upon being able to hunt the area we had the cameras. So I get really excited about the approach, and if we do this, then we'll go there. Let's go to this rock to see this, and if the wind's doing this, let's do this. But of course, that's all out the window if someone else is there, and so we'll have to go to a plan B or a plan C spot. But I'm really excited to try something new.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't one. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first company to sell wireless service online only. They cut out the cost of retail stores and pass those sweet savings directly to you. For anyone who hates their phone bill, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. I was hesitant about having to get a new phone and a new phone number, but with Mint, you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone and your same phone number along with all of your existing contacts. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or for a family, and at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and to get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/waypoint. That is mintmobile.com/waypoint. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/waypoint.
Be totally different, but it's nice to experience new things and to kind of get outside your norm. Another thing that's kind of come with this year, and I don't mind the reflective thing that's happening a lot in this 2020, as long as there's some sort of like action that goes along with it. As you have a whole bunch of people who are just complaining about how bad 2020 sucks. And you have other people who are, making all these right comments about living life well, but, are you really doing it? And there are a lot of people who are taking this as a sign that, hey, things are fragile. I need to, taking this as a kick in the pants to go out and do stuff, because the old cliches about only having one life, and if not now, then when, all that stuff is true. So, I want to have these experiences, go down to Wyoming and hunt, and I want to hopefully next year draw an elk tag, and I want to do different stuff in Alaska. You just got to do it. You just got to do it. So I'm really excited to go down there, and I know that it's not easy, and so there's a good chance that this trip might be that learning opportunity where you go down there, you're not successful, and then better luck next time. But with having to draw points in order to get this, it's going to be a couple of years until I'll probably be able to draw something I can go down there and make new mistakes, or hopefully notch the tag. So hopefully I'll be able to be rewarded for the research I've done and maybe get a little bit lucky so I can come home with a nice mule deer or a mule deer and fill the tag, because it's, I want to have something to show for my $320 or $340. So pretty excited about the new experiences, and looking forward to the future. Looking forward to everything else that's coming, and looking forward to more Alaska stuff too. It's always new, and it's always fresh because it's a new year, and running some new programs, seeing some new terrain for rut coming up at the end of this month. I've talked to some people, and some people say that even in mid-October you can start, or early October you can start getting deer to respond to calls, and then by the end of the month it's full-on rut. Other people say that by the end of the month, because people have been calling so much, they're kind of a little shy when it comes to using the call. So some people then use a grunt and whatnot. So there's just a ton. It works for everybody. Something works for everybody, and they say this is what you have to do. You just call, or you just grunt, or you're quiet because everyone else is doing everything else, or you rattle because everyone else is grunting or calling. So who knows? Just that confidence that you need when you're running a program, and that comes with experience. And it's going to be awesome to hunt blacktail in the rut in a couple weeks. But even before that, to have this chance to go down for mule deer in Wyoming is going to be amazing. And I have no prior experience, so I wouldn't say I have no clue what I'm doing, but I have no practical experience. All I have is research and videos and reading and websites and e-scouting and all that, but it's not a replacement for actual experience. So hopefully that all works out. I've been reading a lot about thermals and a whole bunch of other stuff that we don't necessarily pay as much attention to here. We, of course, pay attention to wind, but with the population density being what it is and with the terrain being what it is, it's not quite as it just plays a little different here. But wind is obviously important, so that'll be good. I'm excited for it, and I'm excited for some of those cold rut solo campouts too, which is kind of weird. It's kind of a miserable thing, or it can be, but John Gierach wrote that, if you're not bad company, then you don't mind being alone. And there's just something cool about taking the truck out somewhere and then hiking in, and or camping right at the truck, and you just got the solo program, and it's cold and it's wet, but you do everything on your own terms, and you walk some muskegs, and you sit for the exact amount of time that you want to sit, and you leave when you want, and all the noise is yours, and it's just fun to kind of just be on your own. I've been doing that on the last 2 Sundays on solo duck hunts, and it's the same thing. I can just go do whatever I feel like. If I want to stand up or sit down in this blocked off area and wait for ducks to come in, I can call when I want and practice my calls, and go for a little walk if I want and come back. It's just fun to be outside. It's just great to be outside and have the opportunity. I feel like it's kind of a slap in the face to those who can't be outside or don't have any sort of outdoor accessibility because of where they live. For me to not use both days of the weekend seems almost disrespectful. There are people who would love to be able to just get outside and get some fresh air, walk around because there's smoke or because there's COVID or because there's lockdowns or because whatever. So going outside and just doing something, and then on the weekends doing something, a little extra, getting out to a spot that you couldn't really get after work on a Tuesday, getting out there and setting up some decoys and waiting for some birds with some buddies or solo. And last weekend went out with some buddies, and we got some ducks, and it was so much fun. It was a nice warm day. It was sunny. Ducks were coming by, not a ton, but for us, man, it was great. We were on the rock, and tide was coming up, and we're talking, just chatting, not even really worried about sound too much, because it's just fun to be out on the rock, and tide's coming up, looking for sea ducks, and got some good chances, and just a great time, man. Just that finding that great quality of life, even though things are bad. I think it's definitely important now to be telling the stories that are positive, because there's so much negativity out there. And if you are searching around your influences and the people around you and no one is positive, it's hard to kind of pull yourself up. And so to find inspirational stories of people who are making it happen and who are taking this challenge as an opportunity to get better from all walks of life, from anywhere. It doesn't have to be just people who are hunting and fishing and who are outdoors people. There are a lot of people who are rising to the occasion in this, and that's inspiring. And so I want to do what I can and get after it, and because you never know who's watching, and you never know who might kind of kick it back into gear based on what you're doing. And that's not why you do it. You don't kind of look around and say, hey, follow me, be like me, or hey, look how good I have it, or how great of a person I am. You just kind of do your thing and be as happy as possible, and look for that positive impact, because we sure as heck know that no matter what you post, it's going to get twisted. It's going to be negative. It's just that online thing is crazy. So get out there and get after it. I'm going to head out Saturday. It's supposed to be rainy, but go after some ducks with a couple buddies, and then Sunday probably do the same. But might get into the woods with my bow on Sunday and see what's walking around. So we'll call that episode 164, and talk to you next time.